Um, if you're having a really hard time in your life and kind of if you're really unhappy, if you're really having a hard time in your life, there's a there's like a simple way that I found to be happy, or like I don't know if it's a way or anything, but for example, like today in my life, I I just had a it's just midday, and I already had a very hard day, and so I was basically grumpy all day long because or all morning long because it's just so fucking hard because I feel like shit because of many reasons, because I don't feel good in my body, because plenty reasons, plenty challenges kind of like looking me in the face. And but I realized that like today until now, like so far, I did my very best, um like period. I just did my very best. I did the best I could to like basically reach my goals, but my the only goal I have is to be my best self. And to be my best self for me means to be as loving with myself, as courageous, as yeah, basically as loving and as courageous as I can. That's kind of like my the only real important goal for me is yeah. And so I was just in my bed right now. I was like tired, and all of a sudden it struck me that I didn't even realize today that I did my fucking best. And for example, um like I didn't eat for quite a long time since yesterday, quite a long period of time. And I was pissed at myself because uh I have digestion problems, you know and I just don't feel good in my body and in my whole digestive system, and I was like, fuck, but I haven't eaten since yesterday, like, I don't know, 15 hours or something like that, a little less, and I still feel like shit physically. And so I was really pissed just that everything I do, even when I just give my very best, like I really do my best, and there's still not the results that I want, you know and that's just an example for me. It's like, for example, I want a big goal of mine. It's just like to oh gosh, I thought I wasn't recording. I was like, man, I was just a mad guy talking to his phone, not recording anything. And so I am just doing the very fucking best I can to be healthy in my body. I have tried just like everything. And so I realized, okay, so I feel like shit in my body. I am so pissed. But there's one thing I can be happy about, and it is this, that I just did my very best. Even like I do my best every day, but just today, it's crazy how disciplined I was because I didn't eat anything in the morning, although I really wanted to eat something. And it's crazy that I just didn't think about how disciplined I am. I'm just so crazy disciplined compared to other people and compared to me before. And that's just really awesome. And until like just like a few minutes ago, I didn't think about it at all because I was just so pissed that I don't feel good in my body and that I'm just doing everything I can and I still don't feel good. And then it struck me that but wait a minute, I just did everything I could. Isn't that a good thing? So on one hand, it's scary because like I did everything I could to fix my health and still like I still don't feel good. So that's quite scary. But at the same time, I'm super satisfied with myself because I tried fucking everything. I did everything I possibly could. Physically, mentally, spiritually to fix my body. And I still don't feel good. Well, I mean, yeah. I can't pretend that I'm happy about it because I'm not. But at least, so I'm not happy about the result, but I'm happy about myself. And I think there's not many people today in society that can say that. So it's kind of like a thing that I do to feel better. I'm telling myself I'm just more disciplined than other people. I'm better than other people, which is not really true. But at the same time, there's a little bit of truth. Like people who don't really struggle and who like don't have to give their best every day, they don't have this like opportunity to be super satisfied with themselves because they don't have to show up and be like the best version of them. And they don't get basically to feel this kind of it's a sort of happiness, in fact, you know. It's weird because you can be super pissed and feel like shit, and at the same time deep down you're kind of happy because and it's a more important happiness because it's not rooted in a result. It's rooted in the knowing that you're just awesome because you're doing the best you can. And today I did my very best. Just like I just try to be who I want to be. And not just today, it just struck me today, but I've been doing my best for like years. And I am not experiencing the results I want in my life, but at least I now I it kind of makes sense for me. At least I get to have like the happiness or this like really cool feeling of knowing that I'm doing my best. And and I don't think many people have that because believe me, like I know that I'm only doing my best when I have to. And I struggle a lot physically. So uh, I think human beings don't give their best if they're not struggling physically or if they're not facing super hard stuff that basically like threatens their survival. And most people I know, they don't their survival is like not threatened on a daily basis. And for me, it's the case. Like for me, I struggle so much physically that I feel like, I mean, compared to someone who's got like true physical problems, like they're like, okay, I might die in a week or in 3 months or in a year. Like I'm not like that. My life is physically is way better than that. But still, compared to the average person today, and like people who go to work, you know, people who get to complain about like their food they're eating or their work or the people they hang out with, I'm like, man, really, like that's a luxury to complain about that because I'm just trying to feel good in my body and to survive physically, and I'm doing the best I can, and I'm still struggling. Like just knowing this, knowing that like I'm doing better than those people, I don't know, it just makes me happy. It might be a little weird because I think that on a certain level those people are doing the best they can too because they're not facing the same challenges as me. And I know that when I'm not facing certain challenges, I'm not being my best version really. I'm only my best version when I don't have the choice. When I just something I want to achieve. And it's so important to me that I'd almost really rather like be in super hard pain than not achieving the thing, and I'm just like giving everything and I'm still not achieving it. Yeah, that's like the only moment where I'm truly like being my best self, which makes sense because it is so hard in this world full of temptations, full of mediocrity, to be your best self. At every moment you've got the choice between like being who you really want to be and kind of like sliding back, or yeah, or being okay with not being the optimal version of yourself. And the line between the two is really like it's a blurry line. It's super narrow. And yeah, so um, if you're really struggling, try to just and you're really not having the results you want, and there's really not that much hope in your life. Try to like really like do your best every day, and try to realize that no matter like what you're doing, you are already trying like your best. Because I'm not talking about being very good. I'm not talking about being skilled. I'm not talking about like high performance or anything. In fact, I'm just talking about like when you're a human being and you're just like at the end of your day you can already be happy with yourself, because being a human being is already super fucking hard, because you can die at every moment, because you don't have magical powers to like have everything you want, because you're so vulnerable emotionally. Like there's the people you love who can die, you can get sick any moment, you might like be in a crisis, emotionally, because you don't know what to do with your life. There's so much that can go wrong in a human life just in a day, that what I'm talking about when I'm saying like do your very best, it's like really do your best, and at the same time it's also realize that you're already doing your best. Okay, so stop beating yourself up. Stop. It's like this thing I'm talking about, it's halfway between an action and a realization. It's every moment. Love yourself, because like just know that somehow, I don't know how to say, but like somehow you are already doing the best you can. Okay, and at the same time hold yourself accountable for I don't know how to use that sentence. I just hear this and I don't even know what it means. But like, hold yourself accountable for what you want to have, or who you want to be. So it's kind of a paradox. Realize you're already doing your best and force yourself to be better the next moment still. And you're gonna be happy even if you don't have the results. And like, believe me, like I really don't have many results in my life right now. Like I struggle so much in all parts of my life, emotionally, physically, socially, with my family, with my parents. Every day is kind of like a nightmare for me. And at the same time, I know that my life is way better than people who are on the street, people who have cancer, people who are like in war zones, or people who like a father who just lost his child. So, but I have to be kind with myself, because, like, yeah, I don't know. Life is just hard. It's just hard to be a human being sometimes. And personally, I don't blame people who have everything they want in their life and who are not happy. I don't blame rich people who are depressed. I don't blame people who have a lot of friends who are depressed, because, like, happiness is a real mystery. It's so hard to. I've got my ear who's like super, it's like going crazy. I've got ear ringing, and like my ear is like it's shaking inside. It's really weird. Yeah, so that's it. It's the only thing I want to say. It's kind of a paradox. Yeah. And I'm only doing this video because it makes me happy. I just realized something while I was in bed, and I just realized, man, it's just, I just want to express that. Sometimes really simple things can make you happy.